Hello, it's time for another episode of Discipleship Today. My name is Bob Benson. I pastor Christ Lutheran Church out in Bemis Point, New York. We've been talking about discipleship, what it is, what it isn't, how we do it today compared to how Jesus did it in his day. And we have to remember that we're not going to be able to do it the way Jesus did. We're going to have to make some adjustments. But I think we miss some things in the biblical narrative because of the language differences. I want to read this for you. The Greek term for disciple in the New Testament is Mathetes. Mathetes. And does that sound familiar? That sounds like the disciple that they picked to take Judas's place. It means more than just a student or a learner. A disciple is a follower, someone who adheres completely to the teachings of another, making the teaching the disciple's very own rule of life and conduct. See, it's one thing to say you're a disciple. It's another thing to change your conduct to match what you're being taught. In other words, everything the disciple would see in Jesus, he would learn from him as they followed him. A true disciple would strive to imitate and live out the lives according to their teacher. Following Jesus and all his teachings, then living them out in their own life. That's the definition of disciple. That's what they were trying to produce. And we're told, go into all the world, making disciples, teaching them to obey all the things that Jesus has commanded. And I am with you till the end of the age. While these 12 disciples followed Jesus, were they really his true disciples? We see that he, in that great commission in Matthew 28, make disciples of all nations. But being a disciple doesn't always mean the same thing, something large and drastic, like picking up your family and moving to another country for missionary work. Being a disciple sometimes means staying right where you are and changing the way you live your life. I can tell you that I've discipled a lot of people over the years, and I've just had one of my disciples have a breakthrough. And it's so great to see they've changed the way they're living. And that's when we know we're being successful, when they start to align with Jesus' teachings, and they want to emulate him. We can't always measure success in that way. We may not see the changes in people's lives, but we still have to be making disciples. We've got to be pouring in. I think that they voted on Mathetes, this new disciple, and God had already chosen someone to take Judas's place. And I think that person was Paul. We never hear of Mathetes again throughout the biblical narrative, but we do hear about Paul quite a bit. And I would say that Paul was probably the better choice. So for discipleship today, I'm going to challenge you to not just be a disciple, but live like a disciple. It should change the way we live. So for Discipleship Today, my name is Bob Benson. Thank you for taking the time to watch.